So I came out in the yard to do something and I could hear some bees, and I'm about, I don't know, 15 yards away from my beehives, and I look up and there's a lot of activity. They're all up in this tree and over here at this birch. I'm not sure why. It seems an odd time to be throwing a swarm. There's a lot of bees, so I'm gonna check it out. So it could be these guys. So yesterday it poured rain all day. It's been kind of cool out, so they haven't been out as much. So I do think I have a late season swarm, and they're kind of coalescing over top one of my trees. I'm hoping they come down a little bit. We'll see what happens. I'm keeping an eye on them. I don't even know if you guys can see this, but they are like around the top of this tree here. I'm not sure they're gonna stay right here. I think they're gonna keep moving. So we've definitely thrown a swarm, and it's luckily it's coalescing in a tree in my own yard, so I don't have to chase it around. I do have a couple. I put a nuke box down here, and then I put another one up on the top of my deck there, and I'm hoping that they'll take a liking to one of those two boxes and move in, and if they do, then they're going to dump them back in their parent hive. If they don't, I'm going to go back in their colony and cut out all their queen cells and combine them with someone else, because there's no way. I mean, it's the end of August, and the chances of them being able to mate a queen at this point are pretty slim, considering there's very few drones around at this point. So it is peak time of year for robbing, and so there's a lot of activity now at this nuke, which doesn't really have anything in it. And there's also a ton of activity up in that nuke, which does have a little bit of honey in a frame. So I can't tell if this is just robbing or if these are legit scouts. But the swarm is way up in this tree. It's hard to see, but it's kind of up in there. So we're just gonna let it kind of sit for a bit. I put sensors inside of them, temperature sensors, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can catch this swarm and dump it back where it belongs. Okay, well, here's one of the boxes, and activity's calmed down a lot. Go check out the other box. So here's the other nuke. Like I said, it didn't really have much in it. There's a couple bees around. No one really seems interested in it. Just a few bees checking it out. I'm gonna swing it back far enough to see if I can see them anywhere. And yeah, the swarm is up in the tree. You can see them or not, but they're kind of mid-center screen. So we'll see what happens. It's been about 3 hours, and I'm now like soaking wet because I went out to the rest of the yards and put formic in my home yard. It was my plan today anyway. That kind of settled things down with all the knuckleheads and the robbing, and I found about 6 or 7 queen cells in the very hive that I thought was the culprit. So I'm not sure where we are with this. I mean, I found one open cell that had been emerged. So I don't know if this is a cast swarm, like if this is the second swarm. I mean, there's still a lot of bees in there. It's a pretty big colony. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see what's going on, and I'll show you what big colonies with formic look like.